Digimon and Hearthstone and some RuneScape and some Valorant. He plays Apex and some Magic while he talks into the camera. Stick around for sports and more as we get to the final score. Sit back and relax, it's time to run and jump and smash and slam. Hughes House, he's a super awesome guy. Hughes House, he thanks you for stopping by. Hughes House! Yay!
Yes! All right, what's up, YouTube? I am here today with Thomas Allen. He recently got 8th place in the Carta Magicia Webcam Regional for Digimon. How was it? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, the tournament was fun overall.
Yeah? Pull the mic down just a little bit. Yeah. That looks better. Okay, perfect. So Thomas was playing security control. We have played a lot at locals, and he is a really good security control pilot, so no surprise that he made top 8 with it. 8th place, but still top 8, right? It's the top 8s are top 8s.
Exactly.
Feels good. So tell us a little bit about the deck.
Yeah, so I've always been a fan of the not traditional builds with either Mega Zoo or security control, and some of the cards we got this set just really pushed it over the top for me, and it's my favorite deck archetype, so I knew I had to bring it to the regionals.
What card that released in BT5 do you think made the biggest impact for a security control?
Omnimon's Wart Defeat. That card.
I heard that card comes out of security if it's attacked.
Yeah, and it's just it's not okay. I don't know why, but
that seems pretty good for security control. All right, well let's go through your deck profile.
Sure. All right, we'll start off with the babies. We're running the red base. We're playing 4 Poromon. He deletes a 1K or lower Digimon when attacking, so it doesn't always come up, but I killed some Starmons throughout the tournament, as well as some Shoutmons.
Okay,
so
that seems pretty good.
Killing a rookie for free, I'll take it. To Digivolve on them, we're playing 4 Vorvomons. I see some lists not playing any babies at all, but the consistency of the free card draw, as well as the pressure, it really just adds up. Sometimes you don't mill your opponent out. You want to get the games in, especially in timed rounds. Also, being a 5K, it beats things in security and also on both sides. So sometimes it lives and you get 2 checks.
Sure, which is, I feel like that's pretty good, especially if you get 1 free check off of it. And now, and it trades with all the blockers, like all the 1-drop blockers. It's going to trade with all of them. So that's wonderful.
Exactly. Next, we're going to another pretty busted card in Lucemon. So, obviously late game, he's only 5. He's a free recovery. He's a 10K beater. And whenever you're able to play it for free off your Magnesium, the card's just really good. It also kills most things in security. So it's a kind of bricky, so I only play 3.
Absolutely.
To go with the instant recovery, we play 4 Magnesium.
That seems pretty standard for security control.
Yeah, you need it to have access to it. You can set up your plays off Izzy and stack your deck, so you want to be able to always draw when or recover when you need to.
Sure.
We also play 4 Mistymons. This card has fallen off a little out of favor, but even if I'm only killing 1 rookie, it's good enough for me, and I want to have some proactive plays, so I liked running it as my 5th through 8th ultimate.
Sure. So did you feel like Misty was pretty good this weekend?
Yeah. My favorite part, I played it against Green. They played 2 Weedmon they had sitting there, and I killed 2 champions with it. That felt pretty good. So
yeah, that feels great. Weedmon's pretty good, too, because, being able to, Digiburst it and get that +1 memory. So, yeah, that seems great.
Just have to be careful. It's fragile. Then next is the real MVP of the deck, or one of them. We have 4 Magnesium. Just one of the reasons this archetype exists. The Recover 2. You can put who knows what in security. Sometimes you do know, but...
Right.
And again, it also just plays your Lucemon for free. So sometimes you'll choose to early just Digivolve on top of your Magnesium or Mistymon just to apply early pressure, swing 10K beater, and drop a free 10K recover one. And some decks just can't come back from that.
That seems pretty good. So you said you're stacking the deck with the TK, right?
With the Izzy.
Oh, with the Izzy, excuse me. So how often did you get to set up your Izzy and then Magna, the 2 cards you wanted to go into your security?
So there's a little bit of finesse involved, and it's kind of like a handshake with your opponent because they also see what you put.
Sure.
So if they see some busted stuff, they're gonna, well, I'm not gonna hit you below 3 security. So sometimes you can get one of the ones you want. If they hit it on their turn a lot of times, if they hit it to put you below 3, and then you can set up perfectly, you draw the 1 card and get the 2.
Right.
But yeah, so hopefully you can get at least one of those cards.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
All right, and then next, a choice. I played 2 Seraphimon. It's okay.
You've played on top of the Magna, right? And it's
yeah.
security plus 1 attack.
Yeah, and actually you drop it from hand as a hard play more than you'd think, because
Gotcha.
a lot of times the games just stall out, and it can still swing for 2 security checks. It's only 10k, it dies a lot, but it's also your best turn 1 Magna, turn 2 Seraphi, swing 2 checks is a really good start if it lives. So
It seems good.
it also needs, it goes into the next card. You need more targets to digivolve your Velder arms.
Yeah, Valor Arm is great, and I feel like the +3 memory probably came up a few times, like just being able to add, like with that added pressure.
Yeah, and especially in the mirror, it can come down to they'll have to Zwart to pop it, and
Yep.
then it makes it more complicated. More complications gives your opponent a chance to mess up, give you
Sure.
the advantage. It's also just more 14k in security. It kills most things.
That's right. Yeah, except for Omnis for the most part.
Except for Omnis.
Yeah.
so.
Speaking of Omni,
Yes, and then the real thing that put this deck over the top, 4 Omnimon Zwart defeat. He gets played for free in security. It doesn't kill the Digimon swinging. So if they have like 4 or 5 guys and they're swinging for game, it doesn't help you. But the rest of the time, it's a 13k on board. So it gets free checks. It'll swing back, kill their Mega, still make them kill it. And then if they kill it, it takes a Digimon out.
Yep.
So we don't have any way to Digivolve into it with this deck to kill a Tamer. But it's still, you just want it in your security.
it's
You
still,
also...
it's still a 13k that comes out for free, which
Yes.
is pretty strong.
And you'll see the synergy with some of the Tamers, and it's I want to say only a 15 cost, and that is expensive,
Mhm.
but multiple times I did just hard play it for 15, and
that
it's
seems
just
great.
board pressure.
Yeah, no, Zord is a pretty strong card.
Yeah. All right, so then as mentioned previously, we play the 4 Izzy, which as mentioned, it plays 2 parts in this deck. The first is to stack your deck. You get to rearrange the 3. You're pretty much never getting the 1 memory back. I've been close, hit 2, but that's not why you play it. But being able to set up your recovery, put Swords in security, put Gaia forces, whatever, it's just good enough.
Sure. So you have obviously 6 different colors of memory tamers that you could choose to play. So you like the black options a lot.
Yeah, you'll see later. We do play some black options,
Yeah.
and then between that and the red eggs, we can play all the options
Sure.
in the deck.
Sure.
So, and yes, just being a memory tamer is also big enough.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Something to put you back to 3 and let you stack your security almost. You know, I mean, it's obviously the top of your deck, but being able to manipulate the top of your deck onto your security is important.
Exactly.
So,
And then next, we play our other tamer. We're playing 3 Ty and Mats. What he does is gives you 2 security if your opponent has a level 6 or higher at the start of your turn, and if you sequence it correctly, you'll go up to 5 if you have an Izzy as well. It will just let you do some more than one thing sometimes, as well as it gives your Omnimon Zwarts extra security attack. So a lot of times your opponent will be putting themselves in a situation, it's like a race, and if you get a free Omni and it's swinging for 2, even 3 security, it just really changes the math for them.
Sure.
So.
sure. And half the time you're probably not even paying for the mat and tie. You know, if they're hitting it in security, you know,
Yeah,
it comes out free.
We have
So-
other ways to play it for free too.
Oh,
We'll see
really?
Soon, so.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, and then next, some of the lesser played options for tech options. We're playing 2 Plasma Stakes. So this card only kills a 13k or higher, which might seem a little situational, but it comes up more than you'd think. Things like Lord Knight, it gets plus on both players' turns, and they're pretty much always going to have 2 others, especially if they drop 1 for free and then
Right.
probably drop something else to pass their turn.
Right.
It also comes up against green. It can kill their Grand Coagamons if they burst and target it. It goes up to 13k, and then obviously any of the level 7s, it just
Yeah.
takes out. So I liked it at 2. It does feel bad against some smaller rush decks. It doesn't do anything, but I like
Sure.
to have 1 in hand. It is mentioned if they play a Mega, put you to 5 with your Matt and Ty and Izzy, you kill their Mega, and then you can still drop something else and just really take
Sure.
the board back.
I think every prominent deck besides Rookie Rush is paying something at least one, like a 1 or 2 of that's over 13,000.
Yeah,
you know, with the
exactly.
majority of the main decks playing 4 to 6 of those types of cards. So I think that's a good card.
Yeah, it really helps the Lord Knight matchup, which just, it's everywhere. So.
Sure. And I feel like that's such an aggro deck against you wanting to control. Like having something like that to out, it's important.
Yeah. All right, and then next, the other tech option, we're running 2 Trident Revolver. So this takes care of the other end. It lets you kill a 6k or less, and as mentioned, it lets you play a Tamer for free. But it's good enough. You don't need the Tamer. A lot of times early game, you don't really want to pass on playing the Tamer before, because putting them to 4 instead of 3 doesn't really matter. So you'd rather just play your Tamer. But sometimes you'll have an extra Izzy in hand, or even out of security. If they hit it early and you get to play your Tamer for
Yep.
free, that's just tons of advantage.
Yeah, it saves you 4 memory. It's not bad.
So yeah, I like it at 2. I could see cutting it, but
Yeah. If you did cut it, what do you think you'd play over it?
I see some lists messing with things like Shademon or other just different security effects. I can see
Sure.
that for some rookie
Like a free
rush.
blocker.
Exactly. So
Yep. I mean, you already have the Izzies, so I could see it.
yeah. All right, and then next, what else really helped the deck? We're playing 4 Transcendent Swords. So it's not quite a Gaia Force. It only kills an 11k or less, unless you have an Omnimon or Greymon. And that's not flavor text. We do have the Omnimons, but as mentioned, it's pretty much the power of the deck.
Yeah.
So I did have multiple times that they'd hit it in security, and I could just kill their Omnion or whatever back with it. So
That seems great. Yeah.
and again, yeah, in security, if they're trying to rush you down, it's effectively Gaia Force 4 through 8. They swing with their big thing. You still kill whatever just to stop them from killing you.
Yeah, no, that seems good.
And then itself, we have the actual Gaia Force. Have to play 4. Still one of the best options you want to see in security. You will play it from your hand. You have instant access to it with your babies. So.
Yep. I mean, and all your eggs are red, you know.
Exactly.
So even if you don't have the rookie, you at least have the egg out. So you're always gonna your Gaias and your Transcend Swords are always active.
Yeah, you do have to be careful. You can't swing willy nilly with your raise and swing and then Gaia Force, and so you do have to think some. But yes. And then finally, the reason Izzy also helps, we're playing 4 Ultimate Flare, which what that does is lets you de-digivolve something 3, and it comes up a lot that people don't understand the interaction with if they remove their level 3. So if they digiburst or some other way, they take care of their level 3 but leave the baby, it will delete down to the baby the way it's worded, and it will just kill the mega. So a lot of times people just don't do it correctly. But
as someone that's play tested with Thomas at locals, I can tell you this is the worst card to hit in security. Every time I'm trying to push this man for game, I hit a flare, and then now I'm back to square one.
I do have to say it's really annoying how it interacts with Black War Growlmon in particular, because he digiburst 3, so he gets to stay there. But but yeah, and the other thing that does suck, it doesn't kill bushy Agumons. It kills 3 play cost, which the flip side is it does kill Fugomons, and that happened actually multiple times yesterday. So
oh, good.
but yeah, the card is insane. That's
Nice.
the reason you have your Izzy. Sometimes you don't get to play it, but whenever it's in security, like I said, you kill the Lord Nightmon, kill whatever they called.
Absolutely.
2 for 1.
Well, I mean, Thomas, your list looks really consistent. What was your final record yesterday?
I ended up 7-1.
7-1. So I think you tied for 8th place, right?
Correct.
So there were 2 8th place players, but hey, it's still 8th. Don't look at the record sheet. He was 8th place. So what do you think your hardest matchup was yesterday?
Lord Nightmon, if they're attacking Mastian, it's a pretty bad matchup, which is unfortunate because it's probably I mean, you could argue it's the best build of the deck, and no one's disputing that Lord Nightmon's probably the best deck in the meta.
It's definitely really consistent.
So
And consistency wins big events. That's for sure.
They play the Zord defeats in security too. So I mean, it's really going to come down to that. But if they're smart, they'll play their Masties, and they also know what you put in security. So that's kind of rough.
Did anything crazy come up yesterday? Like, was there any did they hit back-to-back Zwarts in your security, or did anything something that stood out to you in the tournament?
Yeah, I played a green player. I didn't even recover that much that game. They hit second and third check Zwart, back-to-back Zwart. Felt pretty bad, but
hey, I mean, if you play, what is it? If you go 2-0 every game in 8 rounds, that's 16 games. Inevitably, you're gonna have multiple Zwarts in security at some point.
Yeah, and it seems like that is what it comes down to a lot. I mean, that's the point of the deck. It is what you hit in security, and hitting Zwarts is really what helps you win the game.
Sure. All right. Well, Thomas, thank you for coming on. Did you want to shout anyone out before we let you go?
No.
All right. You don't want to shout out your RuneScape channel or anything like that?
Nope.
All right. All right. Well, everybody, this was Thomas Allen. Again, he got 8th place in the Magna Carta Regional, the Webcam Regional with security control. Thank you so much for coming on, Thomas. If you guys liked this video, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Do the things. So, but yeah, check us out on our next video. Have a good day, guys.